Hey guys, what's going on? It's Josh Millennial Reaper here. I know I've been out a while and I feel like I make an excuse in every video, but to be honest, I'm just a college student and this was my winter break and quite frankly, I wanted some time off. So I did do a bunch of recording, so I'm going to be uploading a bunch of videos. So yeah, let's get going to today's video. Today, I am going to teach you guys how to set up a quarantine tank. Now, what is a quarantine tank? A quarantine tank essentially is a tank, a separate tank, separate from your display tank that you use to hold your fish in to get better. Some may argue against my procedure, but let's just say if you have the flu, you get treated for the flu. But if you don't have the flu, they're not going to treat you for the flu. Like, they're not going to prescribe you antibiotics. Whereas in a quarantine tank, that's what you're essentially going to be doing. You're going to be treating your fish like they have the flu. You can be treating them for egg, velvet, or any parasite. Now, what do I like to do in my quarantine tanks? Well, continue watching and I will show you how I set one up and how I treat my tanks.
Alright, the first thing you're going to want to do when setting up a quarantine tank is find a nice sturdy place. This is an extra cabinet we had laying around, so I just went ahead and stole it and put it on top of there. Now you're going to find out in later videos that I actually had to move it from this location because the cabinet started to buckle, but I should have learned from my own video. And then after you find a sturdy place, you clean it. I'm just using a mixture of vinegar and water, nothing too fancy, and take some paper towels and drying all the vinegar out of the tank. This was an old tank that my turtle was in, so I just wanted to give a good scrub. And once you clean it, you add water. Just like that, you have a tank. Now the next thing I'm going to be showing you is my filter. I'm using a simple hang on the back filter, and to help cycle the tank, I'm going to be putting some filter floss in for my 32-gallon BioCube, and that's just to kind of give it a jump start in cycling because ultimately I want to cycle this tank as quick as possible to treat fish. Now the next thing I am showing you is adding some sand to a small little ramen noodle container. Some people are going to argue against this practice. I do it because in case I ever want to add a goby or wrasse that like to dig in the sand, it's in there. It doesn't need to be in there. Most people prefer it not to. I just like to have it just in case, and I want it in the sand so if I decide to add it later on down the road, it doesn't have any ammonia spikes or go through a mini cycle. Now you want to add some decorations, and do make sure you have a heater in your quarantine tank because you want the temperature to be stable. That is another thing. Now the next thing I'm going to be showing you is the cupramine and the copper test kit. Cupramine is essential when treating a fish. You're going to be adding 20 drops for every 10 gallons, so for this it'll be 40 drops. You add 40 drops for the first time, and then you wait 48 hours and you add 40 more drops, and that gets you to the recommended dosage. If you read the bottle, it tells you you want to keep it at a certain amount, but the key to this is you want to test. If you don't test and you have too high copper, you'll kill the fish. Too low copper, you won't kill any parasite that are on the fish or any parasite. Well, you get what I mean. Just make sure you test and you keep the levels as recommended on the bottle.
Thanks so much for watching today's video on how to set up a quarantine tank. You guys have a great day, and this is Josh Millennial Reaper, and as always, keep on reefing.